in this video, we'll be discussing on how to prepare for vocabulary for your exams like MH CET and SLAT. So now, in my previous video, I discussed about your reading comprehension section and grammar. So the RC means reading comprehension is going to have about 15 to 20 questions. Grammar, we have already realized that they are going to be almost like in the range of 5 to 10 questions. Because some questions in the fill in the blanks will also be seen. So if you can see here, almost like 25 questions are practically over through these two parts. Then there are still 25 more questions still pending. So what will be these 25 questions going to be? These can be 25 to 30 questions will be grammar, reading comprehension. 20 to 25 questions will be our vocabulary and questions. Now, what are the questions and how we need to go about? First of all, let's all get a little clarity on how and what kind of questions will be. Questions in vocabulary, particularly SLAT, there will be questions of vocabulary in both the exams, and these are going to be about 5 to 8 in SLAT, and there'll be more questions of vocabulary in Maharashtra CET also, CET also. So how would we prepare? What are the types? So questions of fill in the blanks. FIB is fill in the blanks will be there. These are going to be there for Maharashtra CET. Questions of odd men out would be there. So at the end of the day, whatever pattern they are really looking at, do we know words? Do we know how to use them? And there might be questions of analogy also. But I can never pinpoint and say that, okay, there will be 2 questions of analogy, but there will be a mixed bag of questions. There will surely be questions of synonyms, that is finding the meanings and the opposites in both my exams, that is MH CET as well as your questions of in your SLAT paper. Plus these questions can also, synonym antonym questions can also be asked in your reading comprehension section, where a word is underlined in a passage and they are asking you to give a meaning of that word by giving that meaning of that word, and which is asking you to how did the student understand the usage of the word contextually. So these are the various various questions that you can see here. Let me also pinpoint to you that apart from these questions, please prepare questions of the spellings also. There are spelling errors also given in your, there might be, now what will be this, how do I prepare this? Find out a good list of difficult words and learn the spelling. So you can do both ways. There can be questions that one word, let's say for example, I'm writing a word here, I'm writing the word error to, so error, this is the right one. Then when I say something like this, one word is spelled in 4 different band patterns and you are asked to find out which is the right one. So that can be there, or to make the spelling questions are also there, but also this can be, instead of giving you one word, they might write 4 different words. So you can easily see here that we really need to, and we really need to prepare some words and their spellings. So advisable and recommended thing would be that when we are looking at some difficult words through, because as such we will have to prepare for our words. Now how should I be? So let's talk about how should we go about preparing for vocabulary. I'll give you, one is through newspaper reading. In the newspaper, when we are reading articles, spot out 4 to 5 words, prepare synonymous words for those words. First of all, I've given you the clue that find out the understand and interpret the contextual meaning. Now, take that word. For example, you found a word and you did not know the meaning of that word. Suppose you found a word and the word was encomium today. Let's say in today's newspaper only I read this word encomium. Now, which means a kind of saying good words or appreciative words about something. Encomium is that praise for praise. Now I will not go and branch out by taking an easy word. I will prepare 3 new words or maybe 4 words which I will log on to my dictionary. And what dictionaries should I log on? I should log on to a dictionary like a word web or a dictionary.com. A dictionary.com, I can download that, and or I can go and look at the Merriam's Webster's. I just put this word, encomium. Now, I did understand while I was reading the newspaper, for example, I read the newspaper, I found this word. I could understand that this word means praise. But I did not know more words for praise. So my duty begins is I go and find out 3 more or 4 more synonymous words from these 2 dictionaries, as Merriam's Webster's or the dictionary.com. And I go and work out, like, for example, I might do an extol. I might do something as extol is also praise. I can do encomium. I can do laudatory. I can equally prepare another word as panegyric, which is having extreme praise, or I can do a eulogize. No, see, what I'm just giving you an example. This was the word I found in my reading. I prepared 4 more and then this word I can do, I have a sentence ready. Now, like this, how many words? Almost 4 to 5 words from the newspaper. I can pick it up from the newspaper. Or suppose I am very confused with newspaper words, then easy method would be that, you have your black book of vocabulary, which Clat Possible has given you, and you can open I would suggest that open from page 39 onwards. Synonymous words are given there. There are bracket words or cluster words are being formed. We have done that work for you. We have given you a word at the top, and then we are giving you synonymous words down below. We have even made sentences. So you can practically start learning from page number 39 and go and so forth. You can do this also. So our objective would be, because highlight is that we still have 3.5 to 4 months to go for our exam. At least for sure 3.5 months are there. So if we are looking at, there are almost 3.5 months, and every day my target should be that I prepare difficult words. Now, when I'm preparing difficult words, the objective should be that I keep my spellings also check on those words. So it does the dual purpose that I am preparing my vocabulary, equally also preparing my difficult words. So synonyms, and easier method of doing it, I do a word like we just did the word encomium. So now this was meaning that you are saying some highly appreciative words about somebody or something. And rather than waiting, I can do the opposite of that same word. Like criticism can be my word, and I can do words of similar words of criticism. So one day only, when I read from the newspaper, there is a word given which talks about functional, or it talks about usefulness, and I can do dysfunctional. It says praise and I can take criticism. It says love and I can take hate. So I parallelly run the synonym as well as the antonym of that word, and I learn that. So if I'm doing practically, I'm doing 5 to 6 words a day. Underneath, I have kept almost 4 words. So it is about 20 to 25 words a day. Now, it's going to be very difficult to mug all these words. So again, another very simple step to do this would be, I put all these words. Now, when you will open your black book, a sentence has been framed on that word. So if you're learning from your black book, then the sentence is ready-madely available to you. But if you're learning it and making these words all from your end, so what you can do is frame a sentence, and in the sentence also, and put all the 5 words that you prepared by keeping the common sentence, and keep all the words same. So now you have one sentence which has almost 3-4 words of the similar kind being used. That sentence is your revision. You can even record these sentences on your phones, and you can keep listening to them again. When you're preparing synonyms and antonyms, please, when you're revising them or you're preparing them, it would hardly take 10 minutes for you to record almost 100 words. Once you record these 100 words, immediately you can see that these word revision will become absolutely easy, because you can listen to them again and again. So To begin with, record 25 to 50 words. See whether this process is effective. Take your black book, take 5 words, underneath synonyms are given, and you can look at those synonyms. Sentences are given. Try doing this first with 5 words. Today itself, take a record it on your phone and keep listening to them again. In the classrooms, for the next 2 months, we are going to be teaching you vocabulary through various methods, through root methods, through synonyms, through sheets, foreign words. So practically 20 to 20 words a day, rather than having 20 random words. Take 4 words, place 5 underneath. That means I just prepare more words, cluster words under a word, which help me answer questions of odd men out, questions with fill in the blanks. But it should not just be here. See, when you're preparing a word, so go and find out, like we'll take the same example now. When I say encomium and then I say the word eulogize, when you're preparing a word, make it a point to understand the contextual usage of the word. Now, this is saying great words about somebody. Eulogize would mean practically when you are praising somebody who's dead. So both of them undoubtedly mean praise. But then there can be another word as ovation. So don't we give a standing ovation to somebody, which also has an element of respect. So when you're doing words, important would be not just mug and then, record them. Spend at least with those 15-20 words that you're preparing for a day. Work is done. Practically, you can do 2 things. You can open your black book, cluster words are given. You can spend understanding literal difference between words. So do these 20 to 15 a day, and practically 300 words a month, and another 4 months we've done about 1,000 words, and that's more than enough. These 1,000 words should be something which is new. Your black books have an excellent list of even your list of phobias and manias, which will help you solve questions of your analogy. Now, this would be with vocabulary that you, and another thing would be that best method of doing these words would be we prepare them by also keeping the opposite, we prepare the opposite of that word also on the same day only, because we do not keep it pending for some another day. Classroom teaching is going to be facilitated by the word root vocabulary. So initially, start your day with almost spending an hour to 40 minutes with vocabulary. So 5-10 minutes with one word, preparing and understanding the practical difference in each. Encomium would mean high words of praise. Then there can be a laudatory. Sometimes it will be surprising that you know a word, but you do not know the hairline difference between the synonymous word, the usage practically. So this is how one can go about preparing vocabulary, by keeping words the same day, preparing opposites. Another thing that we really need to do every day. So for your English preparation, I think 15 minutes for your reading comprehension is going to be sufficient. Half an hour to 45 minutes for your vocab, because vocab centric preparation has to be keep vocabulary as the main preparation goal for both these exams, because these exams really test you on vocabulary. So 45 minutes by keeping almost like 15 to 20 words. Try not memorizing them. I said record them. Try very often revising them. So this could be your vocabulary. Along with vocabulary, one more thing that we'll have to learn would be practically learning 5 to 10 idioms a day, because these question papers also have your idioms and phrases being used. See, so if you can really see here, almost 2 hours for your English for the next, if not 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours for your English will be more than enough. So if you're not doing the RC and you're only doing vocabulary and idioms, so 1 hour would be more than enough for vocab and idioms. Now, once you started developing your skills on vocabulary and idioms, then words will start getting, words will start getting integrated under brackets only, under the cluster word. So while you're preparing hatred and another day you're preparing quality, you'll find the commonality. between words. So almost 5 to 10 minutes you can spend with idioms also every day, about a 5-7 idioms, because questions of the idioms are also seen. When you're focusing on words and difficult words particularly, forward, learn the spelling of that word also, because that will first of all give you a benefit on solving the spelling questions. So this was for your vocabulary and idioms. You have to keep it centric around vocabulary, idioms, and the spellings. This is how. And to begin with, my suggestion would be start from your black booklet, and you have that start from page 39, which has questions of the which have words in the cluster form being made. Ready-made work is done for you. The only process is go and work the differences between words and try making a sentence and remembering them. If you're not able to do it, record it on the phone and keep listening to that word again. Now, this was through the booklet plus the work done, but from the newspaper, try learning every day 5 new words from your reading habits. That means because you're doing reading comprehension or you will be reading the newspaper, it's not only the newspaper, you can keep it from any article that you read from any other source. That means from your reading, bring out 5 words every day as your target word to do. So before going to sleep, check whether the list has been completed by almost 20 to 25 words. These are 5 new additional words that you do can be written on a chart paper in front of your study desk. A week's vocabulary should be highlighted, and then it should always be there. See, now let's say like I am sitting on a table chair and this is my study desk. I like to paste a chart paper, write today's 5 words. So Monday to Sunday, I am writing my 25 to 30 words. So that, every time I sit on my desk and those words, when I keep looking at those words again and again, it helped me learn them. So my effort of memorizing them will be minimalized, because, just when I look at my eyes and I see a word, it clicks. So change your chart the day it is filled with 50 words, and then keep looking at that chart. Keep looking, just give a glance 3-4 times in a day at your chart, and that will be revised, that will be learned. So change the chart once the chart gets like 50 to 70 words, those are learned. Change your chart, bring in a new chart. So that's how one can start preparing, by looking at words again and again, by listening to words again and again. Ready-made work is done from page 39 in your black book. You can even start there. Even idioms are being provided in that black book. You can start there. But if those you have already exhausted and you have learned them, that's amazing. Then start from building vocabulary, or start from idioms that you can find on Google, and put a list of idioms and start learning them. So practically you are making your next 12 to 13 questions absolutely safe. Thank you so much for being there, and start with the process. Any clarity that you require, you can contact faculty members at your centers and ask them how to go with in depth, and you can even show us every week's work that you're doing with vocabulary preparation. That's all. Thank you.